Hello everyone, welcome to another Creative Edge video blog with me, your host, Andrew. So, for this video, I thought I would have a bit of a look back over the past year or so, because it's a little over a year now since I've been doing composites, and it's a new year. We're into 2015, as I'm sure you've noticed. Yeah, I'll talk about kind of the past year, what's gone on, and the future. You know, where I'm going, what I'd like to do, that kind of thing. So, as I say, it's been a year since I started doing these composite images that I'm sure you know, you've seen or seen them all on my website. And I started doing them in October 2013, and October 2013 was not a great year for me. Had various issues going on, and it just made me have a look at what I was doing, my business, where I wanted to go, that kind of thing. And I had this kind of light bulb moment when I was watching a video with a photographer who was talking about what he was doing, and you know, how he got to do what he was doing, and it just rang true for me. And I had a long, hard look at what I was doing, where I wanted to go, and composites are something that I've actually been doing for a long, long time. I've been doing them for years. My earliest one that I can find was about 2004-05, around there. And I've always done them. They've always been a small part of what I was doing, but I never kind of pushed them very hard. Something which I now really kick myself for doing. You know, I should have been pushing these years ago, but well, you know, these things are you know, they happen the way they happen, and that's that. So that's what I did. I went to a con. I shot specifically for doing composites. I started doing them. From my second composite on, they kind of blew up online a little bit, and people seemed to really like you know, the direction I was starting to head, which was really encouraging and really focused me and helped me kind of decide that I wanted to do more of this. And I love doing it so much. They are great fun to do, and they've led to all sorts of interesting opportunities so far. So one thing is, you know, obviously the work has been since that's those early composites, they have been shared around an awful lot. They've been featured on blogs, they've been published in magazines, you know, they've appeared all over the place in lots of places I did not expect to be featured, and I have had lots of really great kind of feedback. People seem to really like them, which is great. I'm glad of that. I mean, I really enjoy doing them. So, you know, it's very affirming to know that people enjoy what I was doing. So, you know, 2014, you know, as I was making my way through that year, one thing that I was watching a lot of kind of videos online of people, you know, talking about photography and Photoshop, and it just occurred to me that that is something that I could do and do well. And you know, so I did. I started to do the videos that you are watching now on my channel, and committed myself to doing a video a week, and you know, making it kind of Photoshop or photography based in some way, and I managed to do that. And so for a few months now, I've been doing a video a week, sometimes even more than one. And again, I enjoy doing it. It's something, again, I've discovered that, I quite enjoy, doing. And it's good to, show my face a little bit, because you don't often get to have that connection with someone. So, this is great for that. And so the year went on, and I started doing workshops. Workshops was something that I always wanted to do, but I actually hadn't planned to do them as early as they started. I was actually probably going to, if nothing had happened, I probably would have been looking to kind of start doing them maybe later this year. But what happened was a studio got in touch with me and said, really like your stuff. Would you consider doing a workshop? I said, yeah, sure, why not? Let's give it a go. And it just went from there, really. So I did my first one, and I've taught before. I've done stuff at camera clubs, things like that, and I've always really, really enjoyed that aspect. So I loved it, and so I've done more since, and I plan on doing much more this year. Really trying to kind of push that kind of teaching and tuition side, because I just love sharing, what I'm doing. So I'm planning on more of those, but I'll talk more about that in a minute. And it also led to one of the last ones I did. It led to a bit of a collaboration with Loxley Colour, which is a print lab up in Scotland, and they very, very kindly printed a few things off for me, including this beauty here, which you can see is one of my first images, Tabitha and Spider Trooper, and yeah, I'm thrilled with that. You can see it's kind of metallic, and yeah, that's going to go up on the wall. I've got a couple more as well, but I just thought I'd show you that one. And something that kind of happened out of the blue a little bit for me this year, which I never expected, was being nominated for Digital Art Photographer of the Year by the SWPP. Completely out of the blue, did not expect that at all. I just entered something in January which allowed me to be put forward for that, and completely forgot about it until I got the email through in December saying, oh, you've been nominated for this, which is great. I mean, thrilled. I'm really looking forward to the awards dinner. I'm not under any delusions. I don't think I'm going to win it at all, but I'm looking forward to the experience of going to this awards dinner and having a good night. So, one of the last things that happened in 2014 was the publication of my book. Now, I've written... this is a novel, so it's a narrative book, lots of words. This has actually been published for a while on Kindle, where you were able to download it. This was written a couple of years ago. It took me a couple of years to write it. It was a real labour of love, and so as I say, I've been published on Kindle for a while, and then I discovered that Amazon do a print-on-demand service called CreateSpace. So if you have a book, do have a look at that, because it's a great way of getting your book out there. Also, reading a few blog posts by some very established authors who were getting very disillusioned with the way the publishing industry was going. They're only interested in celebrity biographies and that kind of thing. Narrative stories such as this don't hold as much weight, and when they're not getting published quite so much. And so this was something that I know a number of very established authors have decided to do. They've decided to take it on themselves. They have to publish. When they get their book, when you get a book published by one of the big publishers, you have to promote it yourself anyway. They don't do much promotion. All they basically do is print it and give you an advance. And from reading the blog posts of these, very well established authors, they basically worked it out that actually they would have to do the same amount of work but earn more money going through something like CreateSpace, which is crazy. But it's kind of the way the publishing industry is going. So I looked into it. I, thought, well, why not? It's a great way of getting the book out there, and I'm thrilled. I couldn't be happier. I mean, seeing, your work, actually in print there's something a bit special about it, to be honest. It's great. I mean, just seeing it there, and it's actually kind of renewed my interest in continuing the story. This is actually book one of a 9-book series. Yes, I am mad. And I'm a couple of chapters into book 2, and I'm keen to, as well as some other short stories, which some of which I've got a few short stories already written, which I'm going to put out there, and more short stories in the works as well. So yeah, I'm really interested in pushing the writing side of things as well, and seeing where that goes. So yeah, going forward, much more composites. I'm going to obviously continue doing those. I'm going to try and continue doing roughly one a week, as usual. So obviously I'll be wanting to work with cosplayers and that kind of thing going forward. So always looking forward to doing that kind of thing. I want to do much more of my own stuff. I mean, one of the things I really, really want to do is do images that are based on characters in my book. I've already done a few of them. I'll put them up here. So I've done a couple of images which are related to the book, but I want to do much more. I'm thinking I might release a photo cover version of the book, maybe even illustrated inside. I have got one illustration on the back of the book, but I may well do more to go on the inside of the book. So in order to do this, I need to work with some people. I need to collaborate. So the main thing I would really, really like, that I could really do with, is working with some people that can make costumes. So if you're interested in working with me, you can make costumes. Obviously you'll be promoted and all that, and you'll get images from me of your creations. I just require that you make me a one or more costumes, which would be excellent. Including, one thing I really, really need is someone that knows how to use latex. If you know how to, make latex creations, and you would like to collaborate and get some, pretty awesome images, please get in touch. I would love to hear from you. I'm sure we can do something, and models as well. So if you feel that you fit the descriptions of any of the characters in the book, then please do get in touch. As I say, more writing. I'm creating this kind of, the universe that this is set in is huge, and although this and the other 8 books in the series are the main storyline within this universe, there is an awful lot more to this universe than just this book. There are a whole range of stories that I can tell, which I'm looking forward to writing. Obviously more weekly videos. I'm going to endeavour to continue putting these out once a week at least. I enjoy doing it. I've got some stuff filmed already, which I'm planning on editing together at some point and putting out. More workshops. So if you are interested in either learning how to do the compositing that you see me do, I'm also planning on teaching lighting. Lots of different things. Some maybe teaching some boudoir photography if that's your thing. What else? Doing more group shoots. So these are great the group shoots. These are very unusual group shoots because these are very, very highly styled group shoots. These are not your ordinary portfolio builder type group shoots. These are highly styled group shoots working with professionals to get some really unusual and amazing images, which again you can see here. More of those, more group shoots, more workshops, so keep an eye out for that. If you want to get the newsletter through, then just send me an email and you'll be added to the newsletter. And I think that's it. So all that's left for me to say really is thank you. I'm not sure if I would have carried on doing the composites if it wasn't for you guys, if it wasn't for people that enjoy and like my work and share it and comment and email me and just support me. It's because of you guys that this thing has grown and grown, and I am incredibly grateful for everything that you have done. I can't really, I can't say how much I appreciate it because the words don't exist. I appreciate it so much, and I really, really hope that you will continue to support me and share my work and comment and all that kind of stuff, because I really, really appreciate it. So in that vein, obviously I have my Patreon project, so you can go to the link in the description below and go to the Patreon page, and if you really like my work, then you can pledge a weekly or monthly amount, and I am incredibly grateful. I mean, my Patreon supporters that I already have, you guys are awesome. I love you guys, and you get to see things that no one else does. I put things up. Either get early access to stuff, or you see stuff which no one else does. And that is done because I really appreciate what you're doing. So I'd really like to get much more people pledging on the Patreon side of things. It allows me to do an awful lot more, and I want to do more. But this stuff costs money. It's not cheap to do. We've all got bills to pay and families to support. I make a lot of my money these days through weddings and that kind of thing, which is great. Don't get me wrong, I love doing it, but it takes up an awful lot of time editing weddings and doing that kind of thing. I would like to be able to scale it so that I can do more of this kind of thing, and the shoots and the composites and all that kind of thing. I want to do much more of that. In order to do much more of that, I need to make more of a living off it in order to do it. If you can just spare tiny amount just per month, that would be awesome. I mean, I support a few people on Patreon whose work I really enjoy. I pledge them $1 a month, that kind of thing, really small amounts. But that's great. It all adds up. If I get 20 people, pledging, a couple of dollars a month, then, I'm over the moon. That's brilliant. So yeah, that's it. I'm ranting and rambling on as usual. So that's all for now. Much more stuff to come. Obviously, I've got so much more to share with you guys. So buy my book. Go to Amazon, buy my book, and support me on Patreon, and come to my workshops, watch my videos, all that kind of stuff. And I will no doubt see you soon on the next video. Buy my book. Fancy being awesome and becoming a patron? It's easy. Follow the link on the screen or in the description below to go to my Patreon page. Click on Become a Patron. On the next page, choose the amount you wish to pledge per composite image, and make sure you choose your reward level, such as the $1 thank you. Click on the confirmation button. On this page, you can then set your maximum monthly amount. So if you only want to spend $1, approximately 70 pence per month, put that in there. Choose your payment method and click pledge. It's really that easy. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.